Ladies and gentlemen, we're a few days into the Great League Remix meta, and we're going to go over another team today. This is going to be another CrescentAngels team. He's currently 4th on the leaderboard, 3581. Now, he did show 3 teams that he was using, and I decided one of them looked really interesting to me, so I decided to use that one. It's the Shadow Dragonite lead with Gligar, Shadow Gligar safe swap, along with Ferrothorn as the finisher. Now the Ferrothorn is running Thunder to give it a little bit more coverage against something like Mandibuzz, or even I don't know. I guess it's good against the Empoleon as well, but I think it's mainly there for the flyers. So Mandibuzz, Shadow Dragonite, just the more I used it, the more I loved it. It's so good in the 2-to-1 shield scenarios, or even the 1-to-0 shield scenarios. So it's really about having a safe lead, but you do have a safe swap in case they do have something like Alola Ninetales, or I guess Frostlass is allowed in this cup, but I haven't really seen a lot of that. Yeah, staying away from the Charmers that are allowed and the Ice types that are allowed. We did face at least one Alola Ninetales, so that's going to be in this video as well. So hopefully that can be something to go through. But one of the leads I really liked going up against was a Mantine. We'll go over that in the video as well, but it's so good for Shadow Dragonite to come out of that matchup with energy. And yeah, you're going to lose shields, but you're going to gain the shield right back when the next thing comes in. So without further ado, if you haven't, subscribe to the channel if you like seeing these videos. And also, I'll get to that at the end of the video. All right. First lead here is going to be Annihilate, which is pretty okay. They do come in with Empoleon, and then I decide, am I going to throw a move or just gain some energy? So I do gain a lot of energy there on Dragonite. Come into this matchup, it's pretty dominant. They can throw, I mean, to be honest, they can throw Drill Peck or Hydro Cannon. I feel like they do about the same amount of damage. We're going to allow them to throw 2 at us, just so that we can get a little bit more energy in this matchup coming out of it. And hopefully being able to throw Power Whip into the Annihilate is going to be pretty nice. It's also a good thing to note that both of our Mon are good against the Annihilate there in the back. So if we need to, if we think what's going to be in the back is going to be weak against one of the others, then we should probably allocate our energy or our swap to that. But yeah, we can come in with the Dragonite. We already gained all that energy, so I'm going to be able to gain the shield here. They already add a move just now, so they're probably going to want to conserve this. And yeah, we'll shield farm down if they let us. And we'll see what's in the back here, because they're not going to be able to stay alive there. And it is going to be the Magnezone, Shadow Magnezone. Very prevalent in this cup for sure. But yeah, we have the Gligar into that. We definitely live a wild charge here. I'm going to just go for 2 digs. We can shield the next move. And that's probably going to be, to be honest, this is probably going to be a mirror shot. But we live either way, and now we're at double moves. So just going to throw both of these digs. They don't have enough energy to throw a 3rd move into us. And that's going to be GG. Probably even have enough energy to, or enough HP here to just farm down the Annihilate at this point. Maybe not. But they don't have enough they have to go to 5 counters, yeah. So even if they had Night Slash. We do see Alola Ninetales here. It does have Charm. That's going to be good for us in the back with the Shadow Gligar. To be honest, if this had Powder Snow, it would just be over. Powder Snow, Alola Ninetales is definitely like a core breaker. But Charm, not so much. We can get the Gligar into that and do a decent amount of damage. So I'm going to throw a little bit here on bad timing, but I want to get a move off. I don't want them to just be able to get the extra energy and then farm us down. Not farm us down, but get the extra energy going into that next matchup if we go for correct play. I already kind of decide I'm going to be all in here on this Gligar, so we're going to get a little bit of energy. It does end up being a Dedenne. The only thing I really have to worry about here is the Play Rough. It's going to do a lot of damage, but we are not throwing energy into this Dedenne, if you notice. I only throw until I think they're going to get to another Play Rough here. So this is basically going to one-shot it, but I want a ton of energy going into that Alola Ninetales matchup. They let us farm way too much up. And as long as we throw on good timing, we can probably get to 2 digs here. Shadow Gligar is definitely bulky, but the fact that it can't throw a move into us because we have the shield really is what's giving us the edge here. Because while the charm damage is obviously doing a lot, shadow on shadow, and it being charm is a really high damage move, it's fine. Yeah, as long as they can't throw into us. Now, we do have to shield this. This is an Aerial Ace 100%, but technically, we're going to gain all this energy, and then I'm going to throw the Dragon Claw at the last second to really scare them into possibly shielding. And if they don't shield, I'll just switch into, like, Ferrothorn or something. But as long as they're going to shield, I'm going to go ahead and match shields with them, and +1, I should say, and then do all that damage. But then they end up coming with the Annihilate here. Thing is, I'm going to be able to get this shield back, and unless they have, like, Ice Punch, I'm going to be able to come in with Gligar and not get KO'd by a Shadow Ball. That's just the bulk here of Gligar, even though I am the Shadow. Plus, all I really have to do is get an Aerial Ace off. I don't want them also to gain very much farm, so I make sure that I go down to the absolute lowest HP that it can do without them getting into a move. They do come back in with Mantine, and I decide if they're going to stay in and try to throw a move at us, I might as well gain a lot of energy here, and I never know if I'm going to need that Dragonite in the back with just a ton of extra damage. Plus, just this energy ends up being really nice. It ends up being Ferrothorn in the back, and we already have a disadvantage of HP here. While we do have the advantage of extra energy, it's actually not enough to catch up to the Aerial Ace and the wing attacks that the Mantine did. So I'm pretty scared here because I can't really... I would have had to have switched in like right away. But the fact that I stayed in this long is very bad because they can just go up to 100 energy every time. We're not really threatening them with enough damage to KO. Really, I need my opponent to make a mistake at this point, or I could maybe try to snipe down at the end or catch, but I never know exactly when they're going to throw. Plus, they can always wait the 3 turn. They end up going for a Power Whip, and then I'm like, oh, well, okay, then I'll switch. I was going to switch either way, but now they have to throw a secondary move into this, and as long as I live a Bullet Seed, which we double resist, we can definitely get to a Power Whip ourselves. And even though this is double resisted, they're obviously at like 4% HP. So that's a GG. All right, Gligar here. Kind of going to be the same way as Mantine. They obviously outpace, but we're going to shield. And we're going to go shields down in this matchup, but we're going to make sure that we have the right amount of energy. I don't want to just throw willy-nilly right away. We do have to make sure that we have the energy count here before they can throw a secondary one. And again, you're going to want to go down shields here to win switch. But we're always going to win switch. And then I actually end up going for a catch here since they ended up shielding. I was like, I guess I can go for the shield here. And then they come in with Annihilate, which is crazy. I guess they don't really get one-shot by this. But it's a question of if they shield, should I shield? And the answer is probably yes. Although I would assume we live a Night Slash. Oh, really good play here by me, to be honest. All right, cool. Yeah, they can come in with their Gligar, get a little bit more energy, but we still have that shield advantage. They end up coming in with a Unova Stunfisk. So, yeah, we have the Ferrothorn for this, and that's just going to be GG. Just not enough damage going to be able to be done to this. All right, Galvantula is a really good matchup as well, to be honest. They're always going to go for the lunge 100% here, but we have to shield. But it's fine. Same as the Mantine and the Gligar. We're always going to be able to win the damage, the HP scenarios, I guess, as long as we go down 1 shield, whether that's 1 or 2, depending on if they're going to spin 0 or 1. And then they end up trying to switch into the Dugong, which I throw a superpower at since we had it. And then I'm just going to throw these Power Whips into it. We're not really threatened by any 2 moves. It's going to take 3 moves by the Dugong to KO us. And to be honest, well, we have to shield something if they do end up getting to a move because we can't let this Dugong really hit our other Mon. Obviously, it's doing double super effective to both of our other Mon. So really glad to have seen it here. We do end up getting this move off. It is a Mandibuzz, actually. Probably I'm going to come back in with the Shadow Dragonite here. We do have a shield, which is fortunate, but unfortunately it's definitely going to get to moves against us. But we kind of have to do this because we really need our Gligar. Well, at this point, it's probably in Aerial Ace range, so I'm going to let the Dragonite go so that we don't get farmed down by shielding. And then we're all in on the Gligar. I really am going to need an extra move banked for the Dugong, so I have to make sure not to throw right away. But we can take one of these Dark Pulses, so I'll probably just let the first one go through. And then I'll probably go up to 4 here. And to be honest, we can use our shield here. It's absolutely fine. They do end up coming with a Galvantula, but since it was low on energy, or 0, it had no energy, I can go up to 5 wing attacks for free, throw a move, and still have another move available. They do end up coming in with the Mandibuzz. I get a little scared of them throwing a move. I was like, well, I might as well throw this before they take a shield. And then I can always go with the Aerial Ace against the Dugong, and they can never throw a move at us because we still have that shield. So ends up being a GG here, and yeah, nice one. All right, another Mantine lead. I always play it the exact same way. Sometimes they go up to Ice Beam. Sometimes they just throw straight Aerial Ace. Either way, I'm just going to shield it. Going to gain that energy advantage for the cost of a shield, but we already know we're going to be able to get that back. Just make sure if you count to them going to 7 that you make sure you have that 2 extra in your mind so that they don't get to an Aerial Ace just for free. We definitely don't want to go 2 shields down to 0. That would be absolutely awful. And yeah, we can just farm this all the way down if we went to the 2-to-1 shield scenario. They do end up coming in with the Annihilate. Luckily for us, obviously we're pretty close to getting to 2 Dragon Claws here. It's just a matter of if I want to shield or not, or want to switch or not, rather. If they do end up taking out the Dragonite here, that's fine. I don't want them to gain that extra energy, and I know they're going to basically throw the Shadow Ball into this. Again, Shadow Ball not going to be able to KO. And this is going to be now pretty low for the Ferrothorn. Now, if they do end up coming with their Ferrothorn, and I do remember that last match against the other Ferrothorn in the mirror, so I decided I'm just going to go for 2 Aerial Aces rather than 1 Dig, just trying to do as much damage as I can against this, knowing that I can go for some big energy in the Ferrothorn on Ferrothorn matchup, because they don't really hit each other for that much, so I know I can go up to 100 energy, and then I'll have 2 moves available, one for the Ferrothorn, one for the Annihilate. Boom, that'll be KO'd. All right, they do come in with a Steelix here, and this is actually pretty tough. I never believed that they're going to be running Earthquake, but spoilers, this guy actually did run Earthquake, and we did get hit by an Earthquake here. That's okay. We're going to end up, I mean, it's not great, to be honest, but we're going to try to just go up shields now. If they want to win switch, they absolutely can win switch however they want to here. Odds are that their other move is Psychic Fangs, and I'm probably not going to want to shield it because we obviously resist it, but we're so low that it's probably going to KO us, or at least get us low enough for a Dragon Tail to KO. Ends up getting 2 more Dragon Tails, which is fine. Going to bring in my Gligar. We know that they can't really throw Earthquake into us, so there's 100% a Psychic Fangs, and I can just go on good energy alignment here. I just want to kind of Aerial Ace this down if I can, and both of these are good against Serperior, so it's a matter of if I think that I can take all this damage on the Gligar or not, and if I want to go all in on Dragonite. So I do end up shielding this, but we're getting pretty low at this point. We are Psychic Fanged, and then they end up coming with a Carbink, and that's definitely just going to be GG. I guess we just took way too much damage on the Gligar with the Psychic Fangs debuff being thrown at us there, because we need to not only get to a dig here on the Carbink, we also need to get an Aerial Ace onto the Serperior and hope that KOs. But yeah, end up losing that matchup. Oh, I wanted to show this because I was like, oh, I went in with the wrong team. Okay, let me switch to the correct team. And I don't know if you guys have had this error before, but let me know in the comments. But yeah, it ended up bringing us into our other team, which is not the one I thought I was going in with. And would we have won this? I don't know. It would have been Dragonite into Dragonair, which is a pretty close matchup. Usually I think the Dragonair ends up winning that. Although you do win CMP as the Dragonite, so I guess you'll probably get into one of those moves unless you get all the way farmed down. I'm not too sure on that matchup. But this is another team I've been trying out. The Devil Electric in the back with a Shadow Quagsire in the front. The Shadow Quagsire, I think in this setup, I like going with Mud Bomb and what's it called? Stone Edge. I ended up taking this hit here, and I think this ended up losing me the game, or maybe I got to switch out of this matchup after the first here. But I think they ended up being weak against Magnezone in the back, and I wasn't ready for that. We'll see though here if they were or not. I think I do end up switching into this and taking the move here on Quagsire. Quagsire being at 100 HP, I'm willing to just take this Body Slam and then get the extra farm here. But they can always come in with Ferrothorn and Shield, and then we're getting like super farm down. Well, I really don't remember what's in the back here, but we're so low on both of our Mon that even... I don't know. I mean, the thing is, the Shadow Magnezone is obviously very good against the Cresselia, but I think I have to shield here and try to go for a little bit of extra damage. But it is pretty low, and I'm thinking if I just get the shields, maybe I can go to energy here on this. But I end up just throwing right away. But because I'm pretty sure they're going to shield, they don't know the counts, I'm assuming. But yeah, we're not actually going to be able to make it to another move here. And I know that, so I'm just... Oh, I was going to say I'm just going to let it go. But I guess our only win con is to get to... Oh, wow. I think we would have been farmed down no matter what here, to be fair. So, yeah. It's GG. It's well played by the opponent. Yeah. Didn't want to go in with that team, but, you know, we'll take it. All right, another Galvantula lead here. Again, I'm perfectly great with Galvantula. You definitely don't want to throw on CMP because if they don't throw on actual third Volt Switch, they'll get an extra one through, and that will obviously be pretty terrible. I end up throwing the Dragon Claw here. To be honest, I probably should have thrown the Superpower. It's a little bit more damage. But, you know, they end up shielding anyways, and this matchup is very good for Ferrothorn, believe it or not, with the Thunder. It just takes 2 Thunders to KO the Mandibuzz. And it takes them 1,000,000 Aerial Aces. Although they should be throwing Dark Pulse, it's a stronger move. Just damage per energy wise. Yeah, it's just a stronger move, and it's both are neutral. So definitely don't throw Aerial Ace if you don't have to in neutral scenarios. I'm pretty sure it's close, but I'm pretty sure I live Dark Pulse here. I don't even know my IVs on Ferrothorn, to be honest. It's been such a long time since I ever looked at the IVs on Ferrothorn. I made it whenever Ferrothorn came out, and yeah. They end up shielding. We're going to bring in Dragonite here. I know I'm close to another move, and I decided it's worth shielding here because I think I can get a lot of extra energy on this, even though they threw the Aerial Ace here. But there's some weird lag there where all their moves come in at once, and I knew I could go at least 3, but it was crazy what I was seeing, so I didn't know if I was just lagging out or if they were going to be able to throw a move early, so I got scared of the Niantic lag there. I ended up getting 1 move off against this Gligar, and I know that I can outpace to this our first Aerial Ace, but they end up coming in with the Galvantula, which means we can go 5 again, and then KO this, which gains us a lot of extra energy to throw, hopefully, against this other Gligar. But yeah, we have more HP than them, which means we're going to outpace them. And even if an Aerial Ace doesn't KO, obviously the Aerial Ace wouldn't KO from them either. So another great team by CrescentAngels. Again, he showed 3. This is probably the only one I'll show here. And I don't have it pulled up, otherwise I would say that. Maybe I'll put it in the comments below what the other 2 teams are if you guys want to use those. Yeah, that's going to be it, I guess. We'll do some editing magic here. Okay, editing magic is back. I did want to shout out, I didn't notice this, I guess, last month, but we have one person who is a member of the channel. I want to thank you so much for your support. Being a member gets you like badges, as well as, so I can see if you comment, you would have that badge in the comments, or if you're in the live chat, it gives you emotes that you can do that I've specially made for the channel. But I wanted to thank Geerin, I think it's Girin. Thank you so much for joining the Scrafty Squad. And also, I just noticed right now Marlon has also joined the Scrafty Squad today. So thank you so much. I'm so sorry I missed your membership from last month, but thank you so much for supporting this channel. And for everyone else who even supports in any way possible. If you could like the video, or if you're a subscriber, or if you're not subscribed, you definitely should subscribe. Thank you so much for your support, and I'll see you in the next one. Hey, thank you for watching the video, and if you want to continue to support me, definitely click that subscribe button. You'll see any content coming out, and if you want another video on this same league for some more tips and tricks to other teams, check that video out right there, and I'll see you in the next one.